It is the story that sounds like fiction, a narrative twist so wild that even the most seasoned political analysts didn't see it coming. But according to a breaking and exclusive report from The Sun Nigeria, it is the new undeniable reality unfolding inside the high walls of Sokoto Prison. If you thought the federal government had finally checkmated Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by slapping him with a life sentence and shipping him off to the far north, you need to listen to this very carefully. The headline is shaking the very foundations of the internet and sending shockwaves through Aso Rock. Inmates declare Kanu president inside Sokoto prisons. Welcome to this breaking news special deep dive. Today, Friday, November 28th, 2025, we are peeling back the layers of an exclusive report that claims the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has not only survived his controversial transfer to what was supposed to be a hostile territory, but has effectively conquered his new environment in less than a week. We are going to break down the minute-by-minute details of his arrival, the shocking reaction of the inmates who are expected to be his enemies, and the hush-hush whispers from prison officials who are reportedly terrified that a mini Radio Biafra is now operating right under their noses from a cell block in Sokoto. Let's get straight to the gist of this unfolding drama. According to the explosive report by Daily Sun, the moment the prison gates slammed shut behind Nnamdi Kanu at the Nigerian Correctional Service facility in Sokoto, the atmosphere inside the facility shifted instantly. The government's calculation was simple. Move him from the DSS luxury in Abuja to a harsh maximum security prison in the northwest, surrounded by people who do not speak his language or share his ideology, and his spirit will break. They expected isolation. They expected hostility. But witnesses on the ground are reporting the exact opposite. Drama erupted as inmates, mostly from the northern region, reportedly swarmed the arrival area, not to attack him, but to celebrate him. In a unanimous and spontaneous move, they declared him the prison president. The report paints a vivid picture that defies all political logic. It reveals that inmates scrambled, pushing past barriers just to get close enough to shake his hand or touch his clothes. They weren't looking at him through the lens of the terrorist label given by the court. They were describing him with reverence, calling him a man who speaks the truth without fear. This reaction destroys the narrative that Kanu is hated in the north. It suggests that his message of standing up to the system resonates with the downtrodden and the incarcerated, regardless of their tribe or religion. To these prisoners, he isn't a secessionist. He is a symbol of resistance against a system that has likely failed them too, but it gets even deeper and more problematic for the authorities. A senior prison official who spoke under the strict condition of anonymity because he fears losing his job dropped a bombshell observation that changes everything. He admitted, Kanu has practically turned his cell block into a mini Radio Biafra. Imagine the irony. The federal government spent millions of dollars jamming Radio Biafra signals, spent years trying to extradite him to stop his broadcasts, and finally locked him away to silence his voice. Yet inside the very cage they built for him, his voice is reportedly pulling people in like a magnet. The official confessed, even those who once opposed him now sit quietly to listen. The surprising part is that nobody forces them. His words pull them. This contradicts the official narrative we heard earlier this week about him being placed in solitary confinement or protective custody to prevent him from radicalizing others. If these reports are true, the Iron Curtain of Sokoto has failed. It suggests that his influence is magnetic, transcending the deep ethnic and religious divides of our country. The prison official admitted a hard truth. Whether people agree with his ideology or not, nobody denies that he talks boldly, fearlessly, and with deep conviction. That alone has made him a prominent figure in this place. That charisma, the ability to hold a room without a microphone, to command respect without a weapon, has reportedly made him the most prominent figure in the facility in less than 7 days. He has gone from being inmate Nnamdi to President Nnamdi in the eyes of his fellow prisoners. We have to connect this to the Sokoto danger narrative we discussed just days ago. Remember the fear? We were worried about the Lakurawa terror group operating nearby. We were worried about the hostility of the region. But if the inmates inside, who are likely locals from Sokoto, Kebbi, and Zamfara, have accepted him as a leader, it completely flips the script. It suggests that the common man in the north might resonate with his anti-establishment message more than the political elites realize. It turns the prison from a punishment cell into a recruitment ground. This brings us to a very serious related talk about what historians call the Nelson Mandela effect. I want to engage you on this family because history is repeating itself right before our eyes. We have seen this playbook before. When the apartheid government locked up Nelson Mandela on Robben Island, they thought they were burying him. They thought he would be forgotten. Instead, Mandela transformed the prison. He educated the inmates. He learned the language of his captors. He negotiated with wardens until even the guards respected him. He turned Robben Island into the university. Is Nnamdi Kanu having a Mandela moment? If he can turn a prison cell in Sokoto into a mini Radio Biafra simply by speaking, if he can unite inmates across tribal lines just by his presence, what does that tell us about the potency of his ideology? The government thought Sokoto would be his silence. It turns out it might be his new pulpit. They thought they were sending him to the wilderness, but they may have just given him a captive audience. So, the headline asks, is he the prison president? According to the inmates scrambling to shake his hand and sit at his feet to listen, the answer is a resounding yes. He went in as a convict stripped of his rights, but it seems he is living as a king behind bars. The security implications of this are massive. If he controls the prison population, he holds a new kind of power card. The government now faces a dilemma. Do they move him again and risk showing weakness, or do they keep him there and risk him converting the entire prison yard to his cause? We will keep tracking this story minute by minute to see if the prison authorities crack down on this new government inside their walls. Will they ban him from speaking? Will they isolate him further? Or has the genie already left the bottle? What do you think? Is this report proof that Nnamdi Kanu's message is unstoppable? Or will the government be forced to move him to a secret black site to stop this influence? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This is a developing story that proves one thing. You can imprison the man, but you cannot imprison the movement.